Some pretty wild storms over the past couple of days. Thanks for joining us on AccuWeather Weekend. I'm Melissa Constanzer.
And I'm Anna Azallion. Always nice to see the rainbow after the storms pass. A little bit of good after all of the severe weather that passed through.
Not everyone gets to see that. Meteorologist Tony Lawback was chasing storms that eventually turned into tornado emergencies Thursday night. Plus, he had so much hail damage from a storm that I think his car is going to be out of commission for a little while.
This is why a couple days ago I was talking about the upcoming storm and I was saying you do not want to be out and about running errands while the large hail is falling on your car.
Yeah, it was baseball-sized hail there this week. Let's take you across the nation this morning as we look at the same boundary in place, unfortunately, and it just is not moving. You can see it oriented from Texas right towards Michigan and New York State. The rain really not changing and streaming from southwest to northeast right along this line means there is the risk for flooding.
Yeah, this really just continues, and throughout the morning we haven't seen the storm weaken too much, enough that we haven't had any tornado warnings in the last couple of hours, but we've still been seeing the severe thunderstorm warnings.
And what's driving all this activity? Big upper level low sitting into the interior west. Pieces of energy have been working out around it. We will eventually shove this off towards the east. Until then, though, it's helping to set up. Well, there is a reason why we warn you to never seek shelter under a tree during storms, stay in the water, or even come in contact with metal objects during storms. Well, in the southeast, we know all about those thunderstorms. When you hear thunder roar, you have to go indoors. Unfortunately, that can mean hours on end for us in summer afternoons. But you can see it's already felt like summer here. I mean, the numbers have been well above historical average, and that's led to, at least for the month of April, us coming in on the warm side. We did have a little bit of a lull for some of these cities where we shot down, but now we're right back up with the warmth. In fact, today's highs coming in above historical average. Places like Raleigh, your Sunday, not much changes. That storm system, the frontal boundary, is still off towards the west, trying to approach the Mississippi River. It will push its way east with time. It just takes a while to get there. So if we look at your Sunday, many of us trying to get out and about and do some activity. Really stunning there across the tip of the mitt of Michigan. If you look at Detroit today, you do deal with showers and thunderstorms. That's just the moisture coming around the top of this heat dome, which finally works its way up the I-95 corridor. Portland mid-70s today, and Boston headed.
Such a concern as we go throughout the next couple of days.
Yeah, and the reason why it's set up this way is because we have a big high pressure system just off the southeastern coast, and this is acting like the big bully. It doesn't want to let storms work their way east into it. In fact, it is ultimately going to force this storm off towards the northeast, which means we're going to be missing out on some of the rain in the southeast. You can see how it's slinging the moisture, though, from the Gulf into the southern U.S. And like I said, we've got this storm system. It's been sitting and spinning over the Intermountain West. It continues to produce ripples of energy off towards the east. When does it move? Tomorrow. So we start to see that eastward movement through Sunday, working across the plains, get shoved northward because, again, that high just is not letting it go to the east, and that's what's going to block things. So Sunday, we are about the storm finally shoving its way east, moves out into Oklahoma and Kansas as we head into tomorrow morning. And you can see there are showers and thunderstorms along it, but just wait till the afternoon because this is where those thunderstorms really build. You can see those dark reds coming in. That's the severe weather threat. Cold front sending to the south, even towards the center of the storm as it moves into Illinois. There will be strong, even severe thunderstorms. Heading into the overnight hours, things don't fully die down. We're still left with the rainfall.
Let's take a look at exactly what we're talking about when we talk about different hail sizes. So we get into the severe category with quarter-inch hail. That's or quarter-sized hail. It's 1 inch in diameter. Then we get up to ping-pong-sized hail, and even the large hail, we're talking golf ball, tennis ball, baseball, even softball sized hail, which is a little bit more unusual, that 4-inch hail, but that's what we're talking about when we say large hail. Some of those larger sizes that can really do some damage. I mean, we've seen already images of people's windows being broken from this hail. So let's also talk a little bit of safety quickly. You want to make sure you're staying inside if you are out and about. Well, since Friday, we've had a boundary that's kind of stalled out in this general area, right? The same area over and over again getting hit with rain, just kind of continuously. It's all because of this area of high pressure here off the coast. It's stopping the system from moving east as it normally would, so it's kind of just stuck in that one spot. Sunday, the storm finally starts to advance, though. So while some of the same areas that have seen the risk of severe weather and some severe weather the last couple of days will continue to see that risk, at least for the beginning parts of Sunday, it's going to move a little bit. We're looking at a very different risk map than what we saw for Friday and for our Saturday. We do still have a level 2 out of 4 moderate risk area. Another difference from Saturday to Sunday, the risk of tornadoes increases. Now, it's still possible to see the damaging wind gusts, the hail, the flash flooding. We just kind of increase that risk of tornadoes as well. So especially if you are in these shaded regions and maybe you were thinking of doing an outdoor Easter egg hunt. I know Easter is Sunday. Change your plans. Move that inside, maybe delay it if you have to. Monday, we continue to have a risk of severe weather, but you'll notice this is in a different area. The system will have moved its way north and east. We go down to a level 1 out of 4, some risk of severe weather. Still looking at mainly a damaging wind event, but we could see some small hail as well, not the large hail that we saw, for example, on Friday and on Saturday. So we'll take a look at exactly what to expect with future radar, kind of how all of this plays out. So you'll see we start to see the area of low pressure moving north as we go overnight into Sunday, but especially as we continue through Sunday morning. Here's the core of the storm, that area of low pressure, and then we just continue to work our way north and east.